Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. You're watching World Today. I'm your host, Umar Khalid. But we are going to discuss two very sad and two heinous incidents today. The first that occurred in Pakistan and the second that occurred in Afghanistan. Let's begin with the first. The attack on ANP candidate, Mr. Haroon Bilor, son of another slain ANP leader, Bashir Bilor, who was slain in a blast that occurred around midnight last night after a corner meeting that was being held in Peshawar. Around 20 people have lost their lives in this midnight attack. Many have been injured. Some are reported to be in critical condition, who are in the hospital at this moment. This explosion occurred late Tuesday night in the Yakatut neighborhood, moments after Bilor arrived to address a corner meeting there. He was contesting elections from the PK 78 Peshawar 13 constituency from the Awami National Party. A heinous incident that has been condemned countrywide, whether it be by the governors, by the provincial ministers, by the prime minister, by the sitting president, by all the political leaders, or by the ANP itself. This incident is the first incident of terrorism that has targeted the ongoing election campaign. Should now, considering what has happened last night, politicians be given security during their political campaigns? Should we fight and continue that fight against those extremist elements who are trying to provoke and trying to bring disharmony in a country like Pakistan, especially at a critical juncture when democracy is passing through another phase through its elections that are to be held on the 25th of July? This will be the first topic of our discussion. The second topic, of course, is the attack that occurred in Jalalabad. 10 people have been killed, and as per the reports that have emanated from Afghanistan, the people were wearing suicide jackets who exploded their jackets over there. This is not the first incident that has occurred also in Afghanistan in the last few months, and it also pinpoints towards the extremist elements, towards those groups that are working to destabilize Afghanistan. In the context of all that is happening in Afghanistan and Pakistan, and also the US coming to Pakistan and asking its help to bring the peace process in Afghanistan, how all of these two incidents relate to all of that, and how important are these two incidents. Let me introduce my two guests who will further debate on that. My first guest is a senior journalist, Mr. Javeed Sadiq. Thank you very much, sir, to have joined us. Our second guest is Mr. Zahid Ghishkori. You yourself are a seasoned journalist and a frequent visitor to our shows. Thank you very much to have joined us. Javeed Sadiq Saab, very sad incident that happened last night. I mean, whether you're an ANP supporter or not, it breaks your heart. When everything is going normally, smoothly, this is the first incident that occurs and the first major incident of terrorism in a very long time that targets political leaders.
I think it's really very sad and very tragic and very reprehensible. We thought that the elections 2018 were going in a very smooth manner and nothing untoward had happened, and no candidate was targeted and no violence was reported throughout this election campaign, although it is the briefest election campaign in the history of the country. But still, I think things were going very normally and in a peaceful manner. But last night, this blast at Yakatut, which killed Mr. Haroon Bilor, the son of late Bashir Bilor, who was also killed in an explosion.
Exactly,
by
2012.
The terrorists, 2012. That repeated itself last night, and the whole nation was shocked. I think the Interior Ministry and the NECTA the two concerning bodies had already warned the politicians in advance that there is a possibility, there is a likelihood of terrorist attacks on certain top-ranking politicians of the country, but they were never expecting that it would happen so soon and in such a despicable manner that it happened last night. But we have to be very careful after this. You know, there could be more incidents of this nature, and more politicians could be targeted. And I think the attempt is to disrupt the peace of the country through these kind of incidents. Army Chief has rightly pointed out in his message that some people, some forces do not want Pakistan to be a peaceful and stable state. And they cannot digest this fact that army and the people of Pakistan have been able to restore peace in Pakistan. And through concerted efforts, through very, very, I think, comprehensive military operations like Zarb-e-Azb and Radd al-Fasad, and before that Rahe Rast, I think peace has been established in Pakistan, and the incidents of terrorism have subsided to a large degree. But this incident, which is very heartbreaking, that took last night, that took up, I think that's very sad, and we have to be very cautious and careful. And I think this should not deter the nation from going to polls and casting their votes. I mean, this could be an attempt to disrupt the political process itself. So we have to do a lot of hard work to ensure peace and stability in Pakistan and to secure the entire electioneering, so that the people are not pressed, or they are not, they are not put in a situation where they feel that they are not secure and they will not go to cast their votes. That's very important.
All right. Zahid, will a heinous incident like what happened last night, which is extremely condemnable and has been condemned by all sectors of the society and the government and the opposition as well, will this deter the resolve of the people to contest the elections? Will this bring a certain amount of fear in them? And if so, what should be done?
Thank you very much. Of course, it's a very condemnable and very alarming, and I'm pretty sure that it's the last one and first one, at least till the 2018 elections held in Pakistan. I was quite happy before this, because it would be the third consecutive election, 2008 and 2013 and now 2018, which were going pretty much peaceful. And I was very happy in tribal areas, in all volatile areas of Balochistan, and in all agencies. The old FATA politicians and aspirants were just getting out from their home peacefully, campaigning, mobilizing people, and vibrating the political scenario, which is very good omen for the country's democratic process. But this happened. This is very unfortunate. And if it happens again next week or closer to 25th July, then of course it's a worrying sign. But yes, the level playing field to all political parties, by all means, is the responsibility of security forces, and I'm sure that they are trying to provide the level playing field. But some political parties we can see here complaining about they are being cornered, like ANP is saying that. And it's true that in the previous election in 2013, it was Pakistan People's Party, and ANP was perhaps the worst victim of that, because their top leadership were almost completely cornered down. They were facing threat, and Bashir Bilor, as my senior colleague was telling us about 2012 episode, and many other leaders as well, like Mia Iftikhar Hussain, Young Son, also was killed, and it started, by the way, from Benazir Bhutto in 2007. It's like political momentum in the country. But most important thing is we should be more careful as a nation. Security forces must be more vigilant to execute the peaceful process of Pakistan 2018 election, which is good for our democratic project. But Saab, slightly, just let me to speak my heart that unfortunately I see that our democracy project is being somehow contaminated or polluted when we let some sort of those aspirants who have been associated with extremists or band outfit like that, they are now contesting elections. They did not give guarantee that they have been disassociated themselves first from violence, and now they are going to become a part of this Pakistan electoral process. There is no guarantee, at least we don't know that what is clear cut and categoric policy of this state to bring such a few non-state actors into mainstream politics. This is still a question mark, but this is another debate. But focusing on the issue happened yesterday in Peshawar, we slightly saw a very encouraging images by the victim families. You know that Bilor family is, of course, a popular political family in Peshawar, and like Ilyas Bilor have been in the Senate of Pakistan for long 24 years, and then Bashir Bilor, who passed away, you know that, and then other one is from Peshawar, the former railway minister. I'm forgetting his name. You may tell us that they're the most popular family. So, and solidarity. Haji Ghulam Ahmad
Bilor, the most senior from this family.
And the encouraging statement by the politician and PTI particularly, that suspended its campaign at least one day in KPK. It's a good omen. And the maturity showed by the political parties that yes, they all stand united to defeat this, because future lie with the peaceful democracy
and a peaceful democratic process
and the election being held next week in Pakistan.
Javeed Saab, when we talk of peace and peaceful electoral process, and when we see what has happened to the ANP leader last night, we cannot help but go back slightly in time and see that this is not the first time that an ANP leader has been attacked and has succumbed. His father, 2012, then in 2014, we had another leader, Mia Mushtaq from the ANP, who was also killed. In 2017, we had the ANP leader Abdul Razak, who was killed. Yes. Is it a deliberate targeting of ANP leaders that is continuing since 2012? And if so, are they trying to eliminate a certain section of politics and political parties in Pakistan? Your take?
I think that those who have attacked the ANP leader earlier also, they were being dubbed, or they were being given a color that they are secular forces. They are opposed to religious forces, and they believe in secular politics. And probably that's the reason, or that's the rationale, that these extremists are advancing in this country. That those who do not believe in Islam, those who do not believe in Islamic values, and those who are secular in their approach and politics and polity, they are going to be targeted. And one of the reasons, the former Prime Minister of Pakistan, Benazir Bhutto, the head of the PPP, twice Prime Minister of Pakistan, was also attacked by TTP. And TTP has claimed that they have done this also. I mean, last night's attack was also carried out by TTP. They have made it, they have made a claim on this. But 2007, Benazir Bhutto was targeted for the same reason that she was a liberal, that she was a secular lady, that she was not much concerned about Islam and Islamic system, and they didn't want that lady to become Prime Minister of Pakistan again, or they didn't want to see her in a position of authority in this country. So this is very unfortunate that those elements who are extremists, who believe in violence, who believe in violent changes, and who want people to be killed and eliminated physically, you know, that's not the agenda of the people of Pakistan. The people of Pakistan are peace-loving people. The people of Pakistan want all changes to be made under the Constitution of Pakistan. And they want in a peaceful process of change, which is the elections. And this time around, again, they have targeted the ANP leadership. There were
Is it, which brings me to the question, is it a symbolic assassination?
It is. And I think they are trying to give a message to all those forces who believe in secularism, or who are not religious forces, or who do not support a certain point of view which is being propounded and advanced by a group of people, the TTP and the kind of people they are supporting. So, you know, I believe that this needs to be shunned. This needs to be discouraged, because Pakistan does not believe in extremism. Pakistan doesn't believe in militancy. Pakistan doesn't believe in these kind of things. Pakistan is a state which is being run under the constitution and a democratic system.
Exactly.
The 1973 constitution provides and ensures that every citizen has equal rights in this state, and he is free to go to the polls and to choose his or her own leader or representative. So this is a universal right of all the people of Pakistan to go to the polls and freely choose their own representatives. And if someone is trying to disrupt this process or destroy this process, he is certainly not a friend of Pakistan.
That is
he
true.
is trying to cut the roots of the democracy in Pakistan, and I think the people of Pakistan will resist it. The security forces have ensured a very peaceful atmosphere to conduct these 2018 elections. Only yesterday, the ISPR chief held a press conference
Exactly,
and ensured
detailing how things will go on.
how things are going on and what security measures are being taken by the armed forces of Pakistan to ensure peaceful and secure elections in this country. So I think those elements who are trying to disrupt this process or sabotage this process, they must be dealt
with an iron hand.
And very severely, so that they do not have the courage to repeat it.
All right. Zahid, role of non-state actors is evident from what happened last night. We have had two major wars against these elements, these non-state actors, these extremist elements, in which tens of thousands of people have lost their lives. Still, remnants of these non-state actors and these elements remain in Pakistan. After the condemnation that has been made, whether it be by all political leaders or by the army chief or by all other current political leaders, governors, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, the sitting President of Pakistan, do you feel that stricter measures need to be taken before the polls are held on the 25th?
Yes, no doubt, non-state actors have been very active in Pakistan on very, very unique occasions whenever we witness in Pakistan. I can count many examples, like Senator Khalid was gunned down. He was just in Sindh province representing JUIF, and the son of Senator Saleh Shah was also gunned down. And the minority minister Shehbaz Bhatti gunned down. So all these sort of activities, no doubt, non-state actors have been very active, and they left no stone unturned to destabilize Pakistan on very, very important occasion. And it's a good news for Pakistan that after December 2016, National Action Plan started, and Pakistan witnessed 85% drop down in violence, and perhaps it was the first major incident that happened around after 1.5 years in Pakistan. But the timing of this incident, tragic incident, is very important. And globally, it was recognized that Pakistan is now at least observing very peaceful occasions and events in its territory. Even the State Department said that Pakistan is more peaceful as compared to India, because Pakistan gone up to number 5, India is at number 3.
Is it because of that that such elements come into action before important events such as the polls, so as to kind of deter the resolve of Pakistani politicians, Pakistani nation,
voters.
Pakistani people, and also those other nations who say that Pakistan is going on the right track?
Right track, and of course we cannot ignore the sacrifices of our law enforcement agencies. Military is fighting on the front, no doubt. 4 different operations across the country, first targeted and then after Radul Fasad one in the whole country. Then police on the very front line, local police, then other services, and no doubt the citizens of Pakistan. We cannot ignore the civilian government and the politician as well, because they brought policies, and the Pakistan army executed it successfully. So the now point is, at Pakistan first experience national security policy from from 2012 to 2016, 2014 to 2018, and then now the second national internal security policy. This government, the last government, I mean, in its last cabinet meeting, the then Premier Abbasi passed it. So the point is, this is very solid document, and in previous policy, Pakistan struggled to implement in a wholly solely way, because National Action Plan, 20 important points, we at least did not and could not touch 3 to 4 important points. And that's why we are witnessing such tragic incident, in my point of view, because the first point was that government of Pakistan, the Federation was supposed to bring reform in curriculum, the education reforms in textbooks, and then major reforms in madaris. But unfortunately, the government did not and could not. I don't know what was the reason, maybe the lack of political will on the civilian part, or maybe the representative of all 5 school of thoughts could not come up on the table to at least chalk out the Pakistan chronic problem. And interestingly, when we are discussing here this point, and we are going to also discuss issue of Afghanistan, 3 most important news story, breaking stories, I would love to share with you. The first one right now is a very important conference of all clerics and ulama ikrams going on in Makkah and Medina, hosted by OIC. Islamic countries organization is going to host it, and Pakistan Council of Islamic Ideology chairman was nominated to attend this conference, and the agenda of that conference was how to get rid of such extremism in Afghanistan, how to bring Taliban on negotiation table by keeping in view the Islamic teachings. The number one. The second point is, that Pakistan and US relation on Taliban issues and Afghanistan issues went worse, unfortunately, 2 months back. Both countries and both allies were on odd position. But now
things are changing. We see the advent of the American leaders who come here as well.
With the help of American forces, no doubt, and with help of Afghanistan as well, Pakistan TTP top leadership was eliminated. this was a very breaking story and good news for Pakistan. And the secondly, another second-tier leadership, TTP from Swat top leadership killed in Afghanistan. So two back-to-back success. Pakistan got it, and of course it was a reaction we witnessed yesterday, because TTP met a serious setback in Afghanistan through allied forces, and then Pakistan, and of course it could be a reaction, and Pakistani forces must be vigilant. I am sure that, because they were not happy because their entire leadership, two top leaders were eliminated in American drone attacks, and that's why I fear that as holding some authority on security related issues, it could happen in Balochistan, because Balochistan, I was slightly fearing that it might not
Zahid,
happen.
I'm going to interrupt you. We've got ANP leader Bushra Gohar with us online. Bushra Saiba, my sincerest condolences from all of us here at PTV World on this heinous incident that has occurred last night. I am really very sorry, and I hope that ANP is going to come out stronger after this heinous incident.
Thank you. See, yesterday's incident is also another wake-up call. And unless we review our suicidal policies, we are going to continue mourning young deaths like this. The election is round the corner on the 25th. And here we have such a massive security failure. There are threats to all our candidates. And I feel that the Election Commission and the provincial caretaker setup and the security setup are not rising to this challenge. So unless we have some seriousness here, it is not enough just to mourn these young deaths. And the terrorists are still able to come and target. I mean, we've had so many operations. What has happened? It's cleared all the places. Why is it that the terrorists are still able to come and target their a candidate, an ANP worker? We lost so many precious lives last night. So I mean, we have to go beyond this stage of mourning. ANP has always fought against Talibanization and extremism, and we have will continue to do that. But when there are policies...
Bushra Gohar Saiba, Asfandyab Wali Khan Sahab, your leader, has announced that he's going to suspend all election activities for 3 days, and then he's going to come back with another resolve as far as the electoral process and his party is concerned. How do you react to all of that, and what is your point of view on the future strategy of the ANP as far as the electoral process in this 25th July elections are concerned from the ANP side?
Well, you see, this has shaken everyone, not just Harun Bello's immediate family. He was ANP, and the whole Pakhtun nation has suffered quite a lot. So at this stage, we are with the families, and we are grateful that many people are calling us and supporting us. We are grateful to Pakistan People's Party's chairman. He has also suspended his activities. So there's a lot of solidarity. All those who actually stood on the ground against terrorism are standing with us, are showing solidarity. But the only thing is, after 3 days, the party is going to meet, and we will give our future plan. But at this stage, I think the party is going to stand on the ground. We are going to continue to struggle against Talibanization and extremism. But those who are responsible for the security of this country, they have to actually put their heads together. Heads must roll. Why hasn't the Prime Minister, caretaker Prime Minister, called an emergency meeting? Why is the Chief Election Commissioner quiet about it? So all those responsible have to also tell us that what are they going to do? Are things going to change or not? Are we going to
All right.
continue with the
All
good,
right.
bad Taliban policy or not?
Thank you very much, Bushra Gohar Sahiba, to have joined us, to have given us the official point of view of ANP. Now, there are two things that Bushra Gohar Sahiba talks about. She talks about what is going to be the resolve of her party, and she also gives criticism as far as this heinous incident is concerned. What should be the resolve, the general resolve of all political parties after such an incident, Javeed sir?
The political parties must resolve that they believe in democracy, that they believe in peaceful elections, and they want to change the government as per the Constitution of Pakistan after 5 years. And they must resolve that they will fight these forces of hatred, extremism, and militancy, and that they will not allow them to disrupt the peaceful process of life in this country. Already Pakistan has suffered massively at the hands of these people. We have seen and witnessed so many incidents, so many gory incidents like the one at the Army Public School Peshawar,
Exactly.
where young kids, school children were killed by these ruthless people. And this was the attack which has been condemned universally by all the countries of the world. And and so many other incidents have taken place. They have attacked the military installations, they have attacked the schools, they have attacked the playgrounds, and they have killed our players, and they have killed innocent people who were there shopping in the markets and the shopping malls.
Exactly.
So they didn't spare anyone. They killed police people who were on the duty. So the Pakistani nation has passed through a very turbulent period.
That is true, Javed sir, but with the Pakistani nation that is going through a turbulent phase is also our neighbor Afghanistan that is going through such a phase as well. Another incident that occurs in Jalalabad, the third such incident in less than 2 weeks. 10 people are killed. The Afghan security forces, of course, arrive at the site of gunfire and then cordon off the area, and the people were wearing suicide jackets who attacked these people here. Now, this is a continuous spate of violent incidents. We see part of it here, we see part of it in Afghanistan as well. We talk about non-state actors, we talk about extremist elements. We have had the resolve by our armed forces to eliminate these, but there are still those remnants that remain. What needs to be done?
I think Pakistan has been offering Afghanistan to jointly fight this menace of terrorism and extremism. And Pakistan military forces have taken very strong actions, very concerted operations have been undertaken by the Pakistani army, Pakistani security forces, and the world recognizes the fact that Pakistan has been able to eliminate these so-called non-state actors, these extremists, and Pakistan has been able to completely decimate all the safe havens of these extremists we were having on our soil. I mean, in North Waziristan and South Waziristan, Pakistan has taken very strong actions, and Pakistan has achieved a measure of success in that, and that has been recognized by all the countries of the world. Even in the United States of America also recognizes this. So when we compare it with Pakistan, with Afghanistan, the situation is very precarious there.
That is
and
true.
Pakistan has offered recently, the army chief led a delegation of the military top brass to Kabul, and they held very long discussions on this, and it was decided that Pakistan was ready to help the Afghan forces or the Afghan security forces to fight this common challenge of extremism and terrorism. Unfortunately, the Afghan side is not responding positively. And the other issue, and another very important dimension of this problem is that IS, Islamic State, and Daesh, they are also taking root in Afghan soil, and that needs to be taken care of. And I think the United States of America,
And they talk about Nangarhar province, which
Exactly.
is slowly and steadily becoming a
becoming a hub of these elements. So they need to take very, very strong action, and they need to take appropriate measures, and Pakistan has offered them that we are ready to give full support to you as far as Daesh and IS are concerned.
All right, all right. Zahid, last question, brief answer please, because we're short of time. In the midst of these violent incidents that occur in Pakistan and also in our neighboring country of Afghanistan, what should be the joint resolve of Pakistan and Afghanistan to work together to fight such menace?
It just started from the point about Islamic State just getting deeper grounds inside Afghanistan border. Pakistan new internal security policy changed its manifesto and putting this Islamic State Daesh on the top. And this is Pakistan security forces inside first initiative to how to tackle this menace around Pakistan and Afghanistan border, because they are getting deeper foot in this area, and this is alarming for Pakistan and of course for both countries. If this ultra Islamist group gets a deeper ground in Afghanistan, of course a real threat to Pakistan as well. That's why both countries are very, very important. Both countries' intelligence, I'm sure they are pretty know about their moment, and they must come up with the ultimate solution to get rid of this new dilemma, which ended up like in Al-Qaeda or TTP,
That is
like
true.
that.
That
So
is
this
true.
is a serious challenge. I'm sure it should be addressed at now or never basis.
Of course, now it's never late, but better late than never, ladies and gentlemen. We need, as a nation in Pakistan, to have the collective resolve to fight all such elements that are extremists, that are terrorists, that are non-state actors, that are trying to destabilize the country, especially under such circumstances when elections are about to be held, when a democratic process is about to continue through form of elections that are to be held on the 25th of this month. We strongly condemn this heinous incident that has taken the life of Mr. Bilor along with others last night. And we as a nation need to now stand taller than ever, stronger than ever, to fight all such elements, whether they come from other countries, whether they originate from our country. Javeed Saab, Zahid, thank you very much to have joined us. We'll be back inshallah tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, with another show. Take care of yourselves and Allah Hafiz.